Students, those who are fresher, okay, in this PG. For that, we have organized, basically this Department of English and this MK Bhavnagar University organized this orientation session, okay, on this digital, we can say the cyber fraud, how we can secure ourselves from these kinds of, we can say the fraud and all these things, okay. So in that presentations, we can say, share some of the things which you can share with your friends, with your family members. This information basically help you that how you can, we can say, save yourself from these kinds of fraud. Okay, that we can find it out in and around us nowadays. So the title of this presentation is that cyber safety and digital empowerment. Okay. Here you can find it out. These are two themes. One is that the foundations of the digital and online safety and well-being. And second theme is that the mental health and the digital empowerment. Basically, this presentation based on these two major themes. And in which we can find it out, the first one, in which you can find it out, these are the sub-points. For example, in that foundations of the digital and the online safety and well-being, in which we will discuss introduction to the internet, cyber ethics and cyber safety, cyber hygiene and online threats, cyber security tools and the resources, cyber laws in India, preventions of online harassment and the cyberbullying, and the last one is that fighting misinformation. Our second theme in this presentation is that mental health and digital empowerment. So in which we can find it out, these are the points. First, safe social media practices and online gaming and digital well-being and mental health. And the last one is digital empowerment, internet for good. So these are the points. From these points, we can identify that how we can use social media, online platforms, and all these things. So here in the very first point, you can find it out that what is the, we can say, the meaning of internet. And second one is that what do you do on the internet? So we can say, I just want to ask you that as per your point of view, what is the meaning of internet? Can anyone just say something? We all are using internet in our mobile phone and the laptops. Okay, then what is the meaning of internet? In a simple words, from your side, anyone, please. What is the meaning of internet? It is very simple questions. You can just share your views. Trupti? Okay. So with the help of internet, we can connect, we can say ourselves with the other world You can say we can, with the help of internet, we can do lots of things. For examples, we are using internet for the, we can say, the net banking, for the entertainment purpose. Most probably we are using internet for the academic purpose. Okay, so these are the things. Okay, but these all are the positive aspect of using internet. What about the other things? Okay, so that we have to discuss. This video basically based on that idea that how we are facing some kinds of problem when we are using internet. Okay, some kinds of threat, some kinds of we can say the theft, online theft, and all these things we are facing. So that video basically on that. So now here we can find it out that the proper definitions regarding the internet and cyber ethic and the cyber safety. So along with some kinds of advantages also comes some risks such as cyberbullying, online theft, phishing, and the other scams. In the larger schemes of the things, the internet can also be used to spread misinformation. So when we just try to discuss some kinds of positive things about the internet, so we also remember that some kinds of disadvantages are also there. Okay, so which are they? So misinformation, online theft, fake news, then the distort public discourses, and is often done through the algorithms designed to share misleading intent with the specific audience. Okay, so some we can say the online theft and all these things was happened. Why? Because these all things already designed with the help of this algorithm. When we click on some link, all of a sudden we can find it out that some rupees were lost from our account. So why this thing happen? Because of that algorithm designed by that hackers. Okay, so now here we can find it out some kinds of we can say the factual information. As we all know that government is running this CAWACH Kendra. Okay, what is the full form of the CAWACH? CAWACH, cyber security and awareness and creative hand holding. So with the help of this CAWACH Kendra, government of Gujarat just try to, we can say, share this initiative among the students, that because of these things students become aware. Okay, and they just try to stop these kinds of things. If we are aware, then we can prevent these things. Okay, so here we can find it out some kinds of we can say the factual informations. Okay, so first one is that 32 lakh cybercrime cases were reported between August 2019 and October 2024. More than 5,000 cases are filed per day. So look at the, we can say the numbers. Daily 5,000 cases, we can find it out. Then in 2023, 36,000 bank frauds took place and rupees 1,500 crores were lost. And over 5,000 data breaches have been publicly disclosed, of which 90% started with the phishing email. So each and all the, we can say the terms, phishing email and what is misinformations, malinformations, that we will discuss later on in the next slide. But these are the, we can say the real, we can say the data that you can find it out from the booklets provided by the government. Okay. Now, the next point is that responsibility of digital citizen. As we consider ourselves as an Indian citizen, but when we are using some kinds of, we can say the digital tools, at that time we also consider ourselves as a digital citizen. So what kind of responsibility we have as a digital citizen? So here you can find it out some of the things. First, our first responsibility is that respecting other people's rights and the opinions. Okay, most of the times we are very much, we can say the aware regarding our rights and the responsibility, but we should respect others people's rights as well. Next, honoring other people's privacy. Okay, do not just try to, we can say, check the password of the other people, because privacy is everything. Okay, then verifying information that you share. That habit we have, that when we get some kinds of messages in our social media, for example in WhatsApp, so without reading, we just try to forward the same message to three people. Okay, so do not, we can say we have to, don't do this thing. Okay, we just try to read that message properly. If it is okay, reliable, then we can share that message to the other people. Okay, so that is our responsibility as a digital citizen. And the last one is that taking responsibilities in online space. We are using online spaces, we are using social medias and the drive and cloud and all these things, but we have to be very careful while using this. Okay, though these all facilities are free, with the help of internet we can access everything, but we have to be very careful while using this thing. Now, the next point is that cyber hygiene and the online threats, in which you can find it out some of the points. So, first point is that protecting your device and accounts. So, in which, with the help of these slides, we have to understand that what things we should do and what things we can't do. આપણે શું કરવું જોઈએ અને શું ન કરવું જોઈએ. Okay, so first, in which point we can find it out that we have to, we can say, prepare, or we can say design two-factor authentication, means OTP. Okay, when we try to log in from some other device, at that time, if we have do this thing, then we can protect our device. Then use additional verification questions, in which you can add your birth date, some kinds of, we can say, the password also you can add, so no one can easily crack your password. Okay, and then regularly backup files for the secure cloud storage. Always we have to do plan A, plan B, we have to be ready with that. Otherwise, what happens someday, okay, because of some kinds of, we can say, the technical glitches, or some kinds of, we can say, the problem, okay, we can lose our data. Okay, so we have to always be ready with plan B. Always we have to cultivate that habit to take a backup. Okay, now don'ts means, in which that keep your Bluetooth on when not in use. Okay, so when we do not need that Bluetooth, at that time we have to off that. Okay, then connect device with the open networks or the unknown Wi-Fi. This is very, we can say, the easily we can find it out in around us. Okay, for example, in some cafes and some open spaces, you can find it out this kinds of facility, you can get easily free Wi-Fi. Okay, but we have to, we can say, check twice that when we use that free Wi-Fi, at that time, can we lose our some data? Okay, if this Wi-Fi and everything is okay, if it is secure, then and then we have to use that free Wi-Fi. Otherwise, to not use that free Wi-Fi facilities. Okay, then click on pop-up websites. Okay, when we use a laptop or a mobile phone, at that time we can find it out various, we can say, the websites. Okay, at that time, no need to click each and every, we can say, the websites. Just try to read carefully. If it is okay, then and then you should click on that particular link or the website. Now, the another second point is that using your email and online communication safely. This is also a very important point as a student as well, that when we are using, okay, our social media, or we can say our email account for communication, at that time we have to be very safe. Okay, unknown વ્યક્તિને જે છે બહુ પર્સનલ ઇન્ફોર્મેશન શેર કરવી જોઈએ નહીં. So same thing you can find it out here in this point. First, do's, આપણે શું કરવું જોઈએ? Use 12 to 14 characters with the random special characters and numbers for the passwords. બહુ જે છે સ્ટ્રોંગ પાસવર્ડ ક્રિએટ કરવાનો. ઓકે, ઘણા લોકો જે છે પાસવર્ડમાં પોતાની બર્થ ડેટ રાખે છે, બધા જ ફ્રેન્ડ્સને ખબર હોય, અથવા તો 1 2 3 4 5 6 એવો પાસવર્ડ સેટ કર્યો હોય. So easily anyone can crack your password. So just try to, we can say, create a strong password. Then change your password every 4 to 5 months. Specifically, we are using ATM, all these things. Okay, so we have to change our password after 4 to 5 months. Why? Because if we cannot change, maybe sometimes some people can use the same password, okay, and we just lost some money. Then when receiving email, check domain. Okay, right now, some, we can say, the academic communication and the formal communications we are use for that email. Okay, so at that time, domain you have to check કે તમને email મોકલ્યો છે વ્યક્તિ કોણ છે. Okay, તમે એમને જાણો છો? If you don't know that person, that is that authority, that institute, or we can say that company, so don't, we can say, open that email. So a email આપણે open કરવાની જરૂર રહેતી નથી. So for that you should check the domain. Okay, then ensure the email is addressed to you specifically. A email તમારી માટે જ આવ્યો છે, that we have to check twice. Now the don'ts. use personal information. No need to share our personal information with everyone. જ્યાં જરૂર પડે છે at that point, at that level, we can share our personal information, specifically on social media. ઓકે, એના ઉપર જે છે આપણે બહુ જનરલ વસ્તુઓ છે શેર કરતા હોય છે. વન વિડીયો વી હેવ ઓન ધેટ આસ્પેક્ટ. ઓકે, કે આપણે જ્યારે ઘરની કોઈ બહાર જઈએ છીએ, ઘરમાં આપણે એકલા છીએ, ફેમિલી મેમ્બર્સ આપણી સાથે નથી, તો આપણે એ વાત બધાને શેર કરવાની જરૂર નથી કે નાઉ આઈ એમ ઓલ અલોન એટ હોમ. ઓકે, લોકો સોશિયલ મીડિયા ઉપર મૂકે છે કે હું હવે પાર્ટી કરીશ, કે આઈ એમ જસ્ટ વી કેન સે એન્જોયિંગ ધેટ પર્ટિક્યુલર મોમેન્ટ. ડોન્ટ શેર ધેટ પર્ટિક્યુલર થિંગ. બધા જ આપણા હિતેચ્છુઓ હોતા નથી. સો ધેટ ઇઝ ધ થિંગ, that don't share your personal information on social media. Okay, in academic purpose you can share, but not in general perspective. Okay, reuse password across different accounts. This habit many of us have. ઓકે, આપણે જે મોબાઈલમાં આપણે સ્ક્રીન લોકમાં પાસવર્ડ રાખ્યો એ જ આપણે એટીએમ માં હોય, એ જ પાસવર્ડ આપણે જે બીજા સોશિયલ મીડિયામાં યુઝ કરતા હોય, એ જ પાસવર્ડ આપણે ઈમેલમાં હોય. So don't use the same password for several purposes. We have to create a separate password for we can say the different use. Okay, open files with the .exe, .zip. So you have to check that which we can say the senders was there. Okay, or what is the we can say the PDF or that things. Now you can find it out that facility in WhatsApp as well. Okay, આપણને કોઈ ફાઇલ મોકલે છે, that time તમને પૂછે છે do you want to open that or not. If you click on open, then and then you can open. તો તમને એ ફાઇલ જરૂરી છે તો તમે ક્લિક કરો, અધરવાઇઝ જે છે એ ફાઇલ ઓપન કરવાની જરૂર નથી. Then click on the attachment and the links in emails from the unknown senders. The same point that we already discussed earlier. Then the last one is that immediately respond to emails with a sense of urgency. Okay, we have to we can say we have to read that email twice or thrice, that information twice. ઓકે, ઉતાવળમાં જે છે એ ફળક ઝડપથી આપણે કોઈ વ્યક્તિને જે છે આન્સર આપી દઈએ. ઓકે, સો ધેટ we can say the create some kinds of a problem in future. Right now we can say the in very famous television serial in Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma, we can find it out the same thing. ઉતાવળમાં જે છે એ પૈસા 25 લાખ જે છે એ બીજાના ખાતામાં મોકલી દે છે because of the same name. So that kind of an awareness also we can find it out in the current television serial as well. લોકોને જાગૃત કરવા માટે કરે છે કે તમે ઉતાવળમાં કોઈ ડિસિઝન ન લો. Again, this video is based on the same thing. Okay, now the online transaction, what we can do while doing the online transaction. Now we all are using UPI, Google Pay, Beam app, everything. Okay, we can say, so at that time what we can do. Okay, first use only the bank's verified website or app. Unknown app or we can say unknown websites don't use. Okay, for example we have now separate apps from these we can say the various banks. Okay, Beam app and all these things, you can find it out. So use authentic app and the website for we can say the online payment or the banking process. Then on UPI apps, keep the apps updated to the latest version. Okay, that habit we have to cultivate. Then regularly change your UPI pin. Also we discussed earlier. Transfer and receive funds only from the non-beneficiary. If you know that person, that particular we can say the company or the we can say the party, then and then you can send online money. Otherwise do not share with them. Avoid logging in public places. This is also we can say the very important point. Now we have this facility, laptop and mobile phone and everything, but though we can say sometimes we are using some kind of we can say the because of this computer, laptop or the other things for someone. So at that time make sure that while we are using someone's laptop or other things, at that time we have to log out from that particular device. એ શરૂ મૂકીને આપણે તેથી જતું રહેવાનું નથી. Then indulge. Login via third-party sites, promotional emails, or the public computers. Don't do this. Okay, use your computers, or if you do not use using your devices, then make sure that you have to log out from that particular device. Then share your PIN, OTP, or the net banking details over calls or emails. Okay, કોઈ પણ વ્યક્તિને WhatsApp મેસેજમાં, ઈમેલમાં તમારે તમારા જે OTP પાસવર્ડ શેર કરવાના નથી. That advertisement also we can find it out as a part of a caller tune in your mobile phone. Okay, don't share your OTP or the password to unknown. Okay, then Install device sharing apps for the banking access. કોઈ પણ bank ને લગતી કોઈ પણ કામગીરી છે, at that time don't we can say use we can say the device sharing apps કે ચલો હું પણ એક ડિવાઇસ માંથી કામ કરું અને બીજા કોઈ વ્યક્તિ પણ એમાંથી કામ કરે, બંને સાથે બેંક નું કામ કરીએ. Don't do that. This is our personal matter, so in which privacy is very much important. Okay. On the other side, software and the system updates. Time and again we have to update our software, update our we can say the apps and the social media apps as well. Okay, so in which grant apps minimal permissions and review them regularly. Okay, when we download some new app, at that time we just have to read carefully. આપણે વાંચી ને ફટાફટ allow આપી દઈએ, and then this app can download. Okay, so don't do that. We have to read carefully and then just try to give the permission. Then download apps only from the official stores or the trusted websites. Okay. Then don'ts. Install files from the untrusted websites of or sources, especially softwares. Okay. If you know that particular website, then and then you can install. Otherwise, don't do that. Skip software update or pirated software. Sometimes what happened that due to the we can say the higher price, we cannot if we cannot afford of some particular softwares, at that time you just try to use that pirated version. જે એના જેવું જ હોય પણ નકલી હોય. Okay, so don't use these kinds of in a pirated version. Why? Because એમાંથી તમારા data loss થવાના chances છે. Okay, that's why. Now the next point is that types of cyber crimes. Now you know about that what is cyber crime. Okay, how these cyber crimes happens. Okay, and what we have to do or what we cannot do, that also you know. But now this point is very much important, that which kinds of cyber crimes we are facing. So there are various type of crimes that you can find it out. Okay, so in which first one is that phishing. What is the meaning of phishing? Here you can find it out, the one example of the email from ICICI Bank. So here you can find it out that that email is from the bank. Okay, but this is the we can say the example of the phishing. A fraud email છે, નકલી email છે. Okay, because here you can find it out that no we can say in from the bank you can never find it out that sometimes bank just ask that you can share your OTP or some your personal bank details. એ તમને email માં કે phone call માં નહીં પૂછે. Okay, so that thing you should remember. And the another thing is that again you can find it out that security alert. But as a human being આપણે વાંચવાડી તસ્તી ન લઈએ અને ઝડપથી જે છે ઈમેલ નો રિપ્લાય આપી દઈએ. Okay, so don't do that. Okay, we can find it out that this is the example of the phishing email. Phishing means જે છે એ નકલી ઈમેલ છે, ઓરિજિનલ તમને સાચો બેંક માંથી આવેલ ઈમેલ છે નહીં. Next, a scheme that we can find it out from the UPI payment. Okay, here the one example you can find it out, requested by Abhishek Kumar. Okay, payment successfully received rupees we can say the 1500 અને આ જે છે એ આખી ઇન્ફોર્મેશન છે, બટ એ પેમેન્ટ આવશે કે તમારી પાસે પૈસા માંગે છે. Okay, so we have to read that twice that it is a true or not. Same way you can find it out the same thing time and again. These kinds of we can say the news you can find it out in the newspaper as well. Okay, સાવચેત રહીએ, સતર્ક બનીએ. Okay, so why we have these kinds of news? For we can say we have to think for that thing. Okay, now again this video is also based on the same thing, that move fully bechta. Okay, murk nahi hu. Okay, so someone just trying to call that we can say you have to share your OTP number. Okay, so that person just we can say argued that okay I am not the foolish man. Okay, man khabar che I am the we can say person or we can say sharing selling some kinds of we can say the move for it, but I have mine. These kinds of nothing you can find it out in that video. Later on you can watch all the videos, okay, in that blog prepared by Dilip Bharat sir, in which all the informations and the blog and all these things you can find it out. Booklets are also available in that blog, so because of the time constraint we cannot open all the videos, but you can later on watch. Now the clickbait, another type of we can say the cybercrime. What is the meaning of clickbait? Clickbait means some kinds of an attractive website, okay, in which we just try to find out that this website or we can say this link is correct. Okay, for example, before the we can say the net result. You can find it out the early announcement from in various websites. Net result announced, but that is not the correct website for that net result. So for that we have to check the original website of that ugc.net. Okay, but here, so these kinds of websites fake, we can see the links, you can find it out. They just try to attract, we can say, the readers. Okay, but these websites are not, we can say, the authentic. Again, we can find it out the another types of, we can say, the crime, we can say the fake websites. Okay, in which you can find it out again here, not secure. Okay, but go without reading, just try to click on that and just try to purchase something. Okay, so we have to be very clear, we have to read that particular website name and all these things. If it is authentic, then and then we should purchase from that particular website. So again, we have to be very, we can say, the clear, and we have to be think twice for that thing. Now the another point is that cyber security tools and the resources. So for that information, now I would like to invite Prakriti madam. Please come back.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. So then, if you are somebody who wishes to have a deeper insight into, a deeper reading into the types of cybercrimes and the steps which you can take for avoiding cybercrimes, or at least protecting yourself against cybercrimes, then these are some of the sources which offer you MOOCs, that is massive open online courses regarding this cybersecurity and digital awareness and empowerment in that case. Cybrary and Science Institute. There are also certificate courses and degree courses available. So if you are somebody belonging to the educational industry and you want to have a deeper a course designed for your students, then these can provide you some examples with the same. Sorry. Then, of course, what are some of the legal steps which you can take? Now, within the Constitution of India, you have 12 sections, right, which provide you laws regarding if you are facing, if you are a victim or somebody you know is a victim of cybercrime, then you can file a complaint on the helpline number, that is 1930, or you can actually go to a nearby police station or a cybercrime cell, or you can also file a complaint on the National Cybercrime Reporting Portal run by the Government of India. But before you do, you should know what are the legal provisions made within the Constitution. Then these are some of the case provisions available. If it's a hacking case, that is, if your account has been hacked and data theft is there, then that's section 43. If it is an identity theft, that is your personal details or identity has been stolen, then 66C is there. Cyber terrorism. Now, if there are people sharing threatening information on the cyberspace or digital media, then you can have that one for cyber terrorism. Next, if it is about cyber stalking or harassment, in that case, you have 66A and so on and so forth. You can read these provisions later on also. Now, there have been some serious cases in terms of online harassment and cyberbullying, especially amongst teenagers and young people, where whenever we post something on social media platforms, we are often bullied for the information we provide, or often because of people who disagree with our views or sort of want to just harass us for a number of reasons. Then in this case, sometimes the issue is so grave that the teenagers, the youngsters, they also commit suicide because of that kind of a bullying or harassment. So in that case, again, if you come across such a news, and if you are, let's say, somebody close to such a victim, then you can file a complaint on the cybercrime reporting portal. This video is basically a run through of that entire portal. Step by step, they will explain you how to file a complaint, how to log into the cybercrime reporting portal, what kind of details you will need. Now, remember one thing for sure is that if you are ever going to file a complaint, you will need a proof and evidence, right? So in that case, have a screenshot of the cybercrime or cyber fraud, whatever has happened in that case. If it is a cyber harassment case or a cyberbullying case, you should have evidence, right? Proper evidence for that. In that case, you can, if it is, let's say, a malicious comment, if it is a harassing video, If it's a bullying video, then all those resources, that evidence proof, you should keep and keep in your device, and then use the same for filing the complaint. Upload it while you are filing the complaint on the portal. Then, of course, when it comes to types of cybercrimes, we move back to the types, and there is, of course, this case with fake news, which is being circulated, and misinformation, which gets circulated quite often on social media platforms, right? Misleading information. But there are, again, within fake news and misinformation, you have two types. First one is, of course, disinformation, wherein the intent itself, it is deliberate, right? The action which is taken is deliberate and with the intention to spread false information, then it is called disinformation. And if it is something which a genuine piece of information, but it is then manipulated with a different context to change your opinion about a particular individual or about a particular institute, then it is malinformation. So these are two types of misinformation or fake news which are often circulated. Now, in this case, how to fight misinformation? One of the things was already mentioned in the previous slides, and that was checking the source, right? If you don't know whether that particular piece of information is true or genuine or not, then you can always check for the original source for that. If it's from a website, check whether that website is trusted or not, so on and so forth. Ubiquity is associated with how much is that particular information spread. If, let's say, it is a genuine piece of information, true piece of information, it would not be on just one platform. It would be shared via newspapers also, via magazines also, via your official news channels also. So only then you should believe in that kind of an information if it is ubiquitous and genuine and authentic in that case. Also understand the context in which that particular piece of information is shared. Always ask, why is this piece of information shared with me, right? What is the context? Who are the people involved? So on and so forth. Ask yourself, check all these things, and then sort of believe in that piece of information. And finally, of course, second opinion. Always take second opinion from experts or people who actually know about these topics. For instance, if you come across news related to UGC norms or your examinations, so on and so forth, always take the second opinion of your teachers, of somebody in authority, or any government official in that case, right? And then believe in those pieces. Next is, of course, safe social media practices. Because social media is now a space where it is very difficult to maintain your genuine self, right? People often find it difficult to express themselves. They always hesitate while posting something on social media platforms, thinking that it would would not be received positively by people. What if I don't receive approval from society, so on and so forth. So and then it affects their mental health also, right? It has serious issues in that case. So then what can we do to ensure that the social media platforms are safe enough and secure enough for everybody? One is, of course, customized security settings, which you have, which you might be doing. If not, do it right now. Make sure that your accounts are private or your privacy settings are managed properly, so that you know how many people visit your profile, you know how many people interact with your profile, so on and so forth. Keep a check on all that data. Think before you share, of course. Check whether that piece of information is true and whether that piece of information can harm or not anybody. Think before you share the content. Then again, this is yet another video where a girl shares her information that she is now going out with her friends on Facebook. And then the same piece of information is used by a harassment person who has the intent of harassing her or bullying her in some case, right? And then, of course, at the end, this is an advertisement for the helpline number of 1930. So they have highlighted that don't share location if you are not secure in your social media platform. If your account is not private, don't share as long as you think that it will be the reason for harm to you. Don't share locations and personal details on social media. Verify sources before you share, of course, that I've already mentioned. Be cautious with the links, as ma'am has already mentioned, that be very careful while clicking on links from unknown sources. Limit personal information, of course. Restrict, block people who you feel are a bit problematic for you. Restrict them from your profile, and number of procedures can be done in that case. Report and block problematic users, as I've already mentioned. Stay informed about platform changes. If any particular upgrade has been made on any of the social media platforms related to privacy and security, make sure you have the upgraded version of that application. Right? Don't use outdated versions of social media applications. Why? Because there is a huge chance that you will be a victim for this viruses and security personal information theft in that case. Practice digital wellness. Make sure that you receive consent from people before sharing the information regarding them. Or let's say if you are sharing a photo and tagging your friend or somebody you know, make sure that that person is okay with you tagging them in that particular post or story update, right? Often people who do not agree and you share it, then it's a huge crime. It's not well for their mental health. This again is yet another video where a particular person disguises themselves as a well-wisher and then asks for their bank details that we will share you have won this lottery, and so on and so forth, try to steal their money. But of course, as individuals, we know that we shouldn't trust those people if they are acting like that. This activity you can do on your WhatsApp accounts. If you haven't done already, do it. Go to your WhatsApp settings and make sure that these two things, that is protect IP address and disable. I'm sorry, disable link previews is on your security settings. Then finally, when it comes to the gaming platforms, right, all of many of us play online games, and in that case, we have to be very safe with that platform. Also, be cautious with messages. When people are playing online games, they often tend to forget, that there are other people listening. So sometimes they sort of mistakenly share problematic messages, and then they would say, "That's not my intention." Just be careful. If that wasn't your intention, just be sure that you share after deciding for yourself. Enable two-factor authentication. This, of course, has been dealt with already. Make sure that you have two-factor authentication for online gaming also. Check URLs closely and use strong, unique passwords. Keep software updated and stay informed and share knowledge. This happened became a serious issue in cases where online games became a platform through which people started feeling FOMO, so to speak, or people started feeling that there was a threat or that the game was real, and they actually had to find a Pokemon and then go on hunting and all those things, right? All those things happened because people don't realize that it is an online game and it's not real, it's a virtual game, so on and so forth. Just make people aware. If you are already aware, share it with other people. Finally, internet and mental health. To ensure that it is a safe mental environment on social media and internet, always manage your screen time, right? Be careful of that. Make a sleep schedule for yourself. Let's say if you are going to sleep at 12, make sure that you shut down your online connections by 10, at least by 11, depending upon your sleep schedule. Using social media for creativity or connecting with friends would be a better option instead of using it for sharing fake information and things, right? If you are somebody who is very creative with words or creative with pictures, use social media for sharing that kind of content instead of sharing misinformation or malinformation in that case. Acknowledging that missing out on posts, events, or gatherings is a part of life. You cannot be everywhere at the same time. So be a realistic person and don't feel FOMO, and tell other people that they shouldn't feel FOMO if they have missed out a particular event or gathering in that case. Building and sustaining healthy and supportive relationships outside of social media. Make sure that what you have on social media is okay, but the life outside of social media is much more important in that case. Build healthy relationships with people outside. Uh, and then finally, internet for good, learning new skills. So internet can also be used for good things, empowering things, learning new skills. As I mentioned, that if you want to do courses in a number of topics, then you can use internet for doing so. Expressing yourselves, of course, finding like-minded people, connecting with like-minded communities is a very good affordance of the internet. Reading about interesting topics, again, and join hands with good people to achieve something good in society. Do something for a social cause. That would be a much more better use of the internet than spending time on other things. And finally, if depending upon your objective for using internet, you have a number of platforms available. So if you are somebody who wishes to learn basic skills or foundational skills, then you have Doubtnut, Vedantu, Byju's, all these platforms you already know, right? Share it with people who might want to learn something new in that case. If you are a creative person, a creative editor, if you are a creative director, if you are a good photographer, then and you like to create interactive presentations, then Skillshare, Canva, and all these platforms that you can use. Finally, if you are somebody who wishes to do online MOOC courses, right, if you want to have a specialization in specific topics, then Coursera, Udemy, EDX, these are some good platforms for you. And finally, language learning apps also are available like Duolingo and how stuff works and things like that. If you are someone who wishes to access, let's say, e-copies or PDF copies of text which are difficult to access for you in terms of reading, whether for study purposes or for reading in general, then Internet Archive and Project Gutenberg are good platforms to access those copies. Now, this YLAC Digital Champions is a YouTube channel run by students themselves, young people themselves. What they are doing is they are creating short videos regarding digital empowerment and digital awareness, and of course cybercrime and mental health issues. So they have quite a good content. So if you ever go on YouTube, do check out their channel, YLAC Digital Champions. It is run by young people to make people aware about digital security. Finally, this CAWACH Kendra drive run by the government of Gujarat and the Department of Education and Home Affairs, and in case of MKBU, Cyber Club and Digital India Cell, then this is in the drive. First thing you need to know is this 1930 for reporting cybercrime, and accessing this cybersecurity booklet, you can access it through the blog, right? And make sure that you go through this entire booklet to know about the other ways in which you can connect with people to let people know if there is ever a digital fraud or a cybercrime case around you. Finally, contact numbers. As far as Bhavnagar is concerned, you will find it here. Police station, Bhavnagar range, 13th number in the booklet, which you can access from the blog. You have the number of the police station as well. So if you ever have to report a crime, you can do so. And these are the sources. Now, to discuss some of the recent events which have happened with regards to cybercrime and digital security issues, first I would like to invite Nishtha Desai, which was to share the current events.
Thank you, ma'am. And here I want to discuss some recent examples about the cyber fraud. So here the first one is ભારતનું પ્રથમ ક્રિપ્ટો યુનિકોર્ન સાયબર હુમલાનો શિકાર બન્યો. So in that news we can find that that $44 million hack થયા. So it that CoinDCX, it's that app. So in that app people transfer their digital cryptocurrency. So they also fraud by hackers. So it become sometimes difficult for investors because they trustly invest their cryptocurrency in that CoinDCX. Then another news is ચાઇનીઝ ગેંગ સાથે મળીને સાયબર ફ્રોડ કરતી ટોળકીના 8 ઝડપાયા. So here also we can find that Chinese gang. So they in that another news also ટોળકીના બેંક ખાતા પર 12 જેમાં 29 ગુના નોંધાયેલા છે. So in different states we can find that their news and their fraud to people. રાજકોટના બેંક ખાતામાં સાયબર ફ્રોડના 3 કરોડ જમા થયાનો ઘટસ્ફોટ. So here also we can find that in Rajkot we can find that cyber fraud in the recent newspaper. And here the another news is RTO ની પહોંચનો મેસેજ ખોલતા મોબાઈલ હેક, બેંક ખાતામાંથી 6,39,000 ઉગડી ગયા. So here also we can find that that person that as ma'am earlier mentioned that they gave that phishing to ICICI Bank. So here that message of like phishing active. So here also we can find that they gave news that from that message from RTO, but that person click in that. So at that time bank ના ખાતામાંથી 5639 લાખ ઉપડી ગયા. So that type of news we can find. Then another news from Mumbai, કાંદિવલીની સ્કૂલને બોમ્બથી ઉડાડી દેવાની ધમકી. So here we find that also one phishing that one school of Kandivali got mail about the કે તેમની સ્કૂલને બોમ્બની ધમકી આપી. So at that time we are confused at we can. So it may be true, so it may be false also. So આપણે ગેસ કરવું અઘરું બની જાય કે આપણે કયું પગલું ભરવું, આપણે આગળ ચાલવું કે આપણે આના પર વિશ્વાસ કરવો કે ના કરવો. So એના માટે પણ એક પ્રશ્ન ઉભો થઈ જાય છે. So now for further news I would like to invite Khushi Goswami.
Thank you, Nishta. Move further. Another example is બોપલમાં મહિલાને ઈ ચલણની લિંક મોકલી રૂપિયા 7.23 લાખ ઉપાડી લેવા. So this is another example of fraud link or phishing. So whenever you click on any link, just read about the information which are given in the mail or of any message which are forwarded in WhatsApp University. Another is application file install કરશો તો મોબાઈલ હેક કરી ઓનલાઈન ઠગાઈ. So this one is about APK which earlier mentioned ma'am in this presentation. So whenever you without read you can get allow. So these APK apps mislead your information. Also ઝારખંડની જામતારા ગેંગ દ્વારા છેતરપિંડીની નવી પેતરાબાજી સામે સતત. So on this case there is a particular series on the Netflix is Jamtara. It's related this on this theme cybercrime. Another is digital ગુનેગારો કચરામાંથી લોકોના નામ સરનામા અને ફોન નંબર મેળવે છે. So when sometimes our parents ask to us કે કઈ પણ કાગળ કચરામાં નાખ તો પહેલા એને ફાડીને પછી કચરામાં નાખવું. So reason is this: whenever we throw any particular page or information which are on that page, so you must જેમ આપણા ઘરના કે ઈ ફાડીને નાખવું. So reason is this. This one is from today's newspaper. સાયબર ફ્રોડ ક્રિપ્ટોકરન્સી ઉપરાંત કેપિટલ માર્કેટમાં પણ હવે ડિજિટલ ફ્રોડનો વધતો ભય. So as Nishta mentioned in that news, here is one data from 2022 to recent 2025 July. So we can see easily the data is decreasing from the 2002 to 2005. In the 2022 the amount of 32,844 rupees are thefted by thefted by this another fraud link or fraud mail. And the recent amount is in 2025 is 18,756. So this amount is decreasing from through this type of cyber drill or CAWACH drill. So these are the positive aspect of this type of drills. Thank you. I would like to invite both the members.
So if you have any questions, then you can ask us. Online attendees can post their questions in the comments.
Any query, any doubt if you have regarding this topic, then you can share your questions in the comment. Do you have any question regarding this presentation?
Are there any questions in the comments? If there are no questions, then we can conclude the session.
Thank you, all of you.
Thank you so much for your attention and patience. We can end the live now.